Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is my new project. This is my book. If you are interested, I'm gonna leave a link in the description so you can order it. Today we're gonna do a skin fade. We're gonna start the haircut. We're gonna start using number 6. We're gonna cut this area, trapping the hair against the clipper to cut it. This way the hair is gonna be blended in this area. Now we're gonna use number 3 in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. Cut all the way to the back. After using number 3, we're gonna use the 1.5 using the border of the guard, and we're gonna open the way in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. Now we're gonna open the blade to use the 0.5 and make the line going down. Close the blade to use number 0 and use it a bit lower than you used the 0.5 or half. Open the way using the border of the clipper's blade. Now we're gonna use number 1 with an open blade. We're gonna open the way using this part of the guard. We are opening a way that we're gonna blend with the 1.5 and the 0.5. Cut in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. Now close the blade to use number 1, and occasionally we're gonna stretch the scalp. This way you can change the angle the hair grows and you can cut closer and with more precision. Continue cutting all the way to the back. Now we're gonna use the 0.5 for half, and we're gonna use this part of the clipper's blade, and we're gonna clear the darker areas. Cut the darker area, jump the lighter one, and continue all the way to the back. Don't rush too much. The less you rush, the faster you finish. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because later we're gonna use the 0 and we're gonna go back and clear the darker areas left close to the line. Remember, brush the hair cut so you can see clearly the hair that you want to cut. Now we're gonna close the blade to use number 0. We're gonna go back using the border of the clipper's blade, and we're gonna clear the darker areas left close to the line. In occasions, we're gonna use the lever of the clipper to use the 0.5 or half depending on the length of the hair. Continue all the way to the back. Later we're gonna do the connection on the back. The rest of the hair on the bottom, cut it using the trimmer. After you cut the hair on the bottom part, we're gonna use the shaver, using the border of the shaver, and this step is optional. Now we're gonna do the right side. We're gonna do the same procedure. We're gonna use number 6. Use this part of the comb to protect the long hair. Using this part of the guard, we're gonna open the way and we're gonna do a semi disconnection. After number 6, use number 3 in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. Protect the longer hair so you don't cut it. This part we're gonna cut in a vertical position, so this part and area of the hair is square. After using number 3, we're gonna use the 1.5 also in a diagonal position and cut all the way to the back. By cutting in a diagonal position, we avoid making lines. The only line we're gonna make is gonna be with the 0.5 for half. In this area, we cut in a horizontal position because the way the hair grows. Now we're gonna open the blade to use the 0.5 and make the line going down. After using the 0.5 for half, close the blade to use number 0 and use it a bit lower than you used the 0.5 for half and try to make no lines. We're gonna use number 1 with an open blade. Open the way using the border of the clipper's guard and cut in a diagonal position. We are only gonna open a way that we're gonna blend with the 1.5 and the 0.5. Now use the one with a closed blade, and occasionally we're gonna stretch the scalp to change the angle the hair grows. This way you can cut shorter and with more precision. Now we're gonna do the most important step of the cut. Open the blade to use the 0.5, use the border of the clipper's blade, and we're gonna clear the darker areas. I'm pointing the darker areas using the scissors so you can see clearly the hair that you need to cut. Cut the darker area, jump the lighter one, and continue all the way to the middle of the head. Later we're gonna do the connection. Remember to brush the hair frequently so you can see clearly the hair that you want to cut. Remember, this step doesn't need to be perfect because later we're gonna close the blade to use the 0 and we're gonna cut the darker areas lefted close to the line. Now we're gonna close the blade to use number 0. We're gonna use the border of the clipper's blade and we're gonna clear the darker areas lefted close to the line. In occasion, use the level to use the 0.5 for half and the 0 depending on the length of the hair. The rest of the hair on the bottom part, cut it using the trimmer. We are using the Babyliss FX Gold. Now we're gonna use the shaver. We're gonna open the weight using this part of the machine, and this step is optional. This machine shaves pretty close to the scalp, but later we're gonna use the straight razor. We are making the connection on the back using the trimmer, and later we're gonna use the shaver. The top, we're gonna cut it using the cutting scissors. We're gonna apply water to the hair, and we're gonna use 3 fingers touching the scalp. We are cutting in a 90-degree angle in a horizontal position. We're gonna cut the center first, then the right side, and then the left side. The head is round, but we are gonna cut in a horizontal position, trying to cut as square as possible to give it a more masculine look. We're gonna make a cut in the center of the forehead area, and then we're gonna level that with the left side and the right side. This area right here, we're gonna cut it using the border of the straight razor. Use the straight razor softly and let it fall naturally so you don't cut the customer. This area, cut it and shave it using this part of the straight razor. Now we're gonna do the styling of the hair. We're gonna dry the hair a little bit to later apply the product. In this case, we use a matte finish cream with a high hold. This is a before and after of the haircut. I'm gonna leave a link in the description if you wanna support my new project. This is my book, Blessed Blade. Thank you and see you next time.